And that sound means the NFL is here. That's right, the NFL portion of our weekly podcast here at American Football Newz. We just finished up Week 13 here in the NFL. Let's go over some of the results from last Sunday and Monday. The week kicked off last week with Thursday Night Football and promised to be a very good game. It did not disappoint. The Dallas Cowboys took on the red-hot New Orleans Saints on Thursday night. This was a game that was really New Orleans to lose. They're at the top of the mountain. Dallas is climbing its way up, but hadn't quite figured itself out at this point in the season, but they were going to change that when they traveled to New Orleans. A very good game by all. Ezekiel Elliott had a good day. Everybody had a good day. Amari Cooper had a good day. About the only one who didn't have a good day was Drew Brees, which was very, very uncharacteristic. That very, very high-powered offense that has just absolutely mauled teams this year did not show up. Hopefully this isn't a sign of things to come as the regular season winds down. But Dallas was able to keep their foot on the pedal and drove out of New Orleans with a win, defeating the New Orleans Saints last Thursday 13-10. Their next game on the docket that was reasonably close, at least from a statistical point of view, the Los Angeles Rams traveled all the way from California to the cold north to take on the Detroit Lions in Detroit, Michigan. The Lions underperforming greatly as per usual. Their quarterback that they threw a lot of money at a couple years ago, underperforming. Injuries biting this team, poor management, and foolish fans. This is a team that I am firmly believed will no longer be good or will not be good until one of two things and possibly three things happen. One, they get rid of Matt Stafford. Two, the Fords don't own the Detroit Lions. And three, the fans stop supporting a losing team. But that's on for another day. As we continue, the Los Angeles Rams traveled to Detroit, and really by the third quarter, the Rams were only up by 3 points. It was 13 to 13, actually. It was, 16 to 13. The Rams having a hard time getting anything going offensively, but Todd Gurley, simply too much for that Lions defense, was able to put up 132 rushing yards with 33 yards receiving, but you have to remember this is a Los Angeles Rams team that has just also mauled people to death offensively and put up ungodly numbers. And the fact that the Lions were able to hold them to only 30 points and really kept it close until the fourth quarter just goes to show that not everything is wrong in Detroit, but at the same time, there's still a lot of work to be done. It's an adage around here that they've been rebuilding since 1957. You might as well add another year onto that because they are certainly not ready yet. But congratulations to the Rams on their win at either rate. Another game that was close, that was surprising, that resulted in a surprising move. The very low Arizona Cardinals, who have not done very well the last couple of years at all, traveled to Green Bay to take on the Green Bay Packers, who are slumping at this point in time, and walked out of Green Bay with a win. That's right. They defeated the Green Bay Packers 20-17. It was a shit show, pardon my language, by both teams. Neither team looking very good. Basically, Green Bay Packer fans sitting outside in the cold to yell and complain and whine as a group. And as a group, they made their voice heard. At the end of the day, Mike McCarthy, the Super Bowl winning coach of the Packers for the last 12 years, was let go. That's right. He was fired. This is a surprising move, but a good move at the same time. Should they let him have finished out the year? Absolutely. This is a guy that took you to a Super Bowl and won you one. You've gone to at least one NFC championship game, and you've won the NFC North Division more times than not. why not let him finish the year out? Instead, opting to maybe get a jump on things, maybe do some canvassing on some new coaches or some new candidates. Either way, Green Bay has officially said we're done with this particular season. Oddly enough, at the same time that Mike McCarthy was fired from the Green Bay Packers, Urban Meyer has announced his retirement from coaching at OSU and has said that he is done coaching. But a friend of mine brought up a good point. Why wouldn't he jump to the pros? Because as a pro coach, he wouldn't have to make the announcement that he's the head coach until almost summertime. And Green Bay needs a coach. Green Bay wants to win. Urban Meyer, despite the fact that he may sweep some stuff under the rug or turn the other cheek or look the other way to questionable things within his program, still wins. And really, at the end of the day, that's what matters. So, an interesting scenario. You may see Urban Meyer as the head coach of the Green Bay Packers next year. But this is all just theory, and this is all just pretend, I guess you could say. Further on to the for the week, we saw the Miami Dolphins take on the Buffalo Bills. The Dolphins kind of up and down this year. Buffalo staying mostly near the basement, poking their head up every once in a while to let people know they're still relevant. Dolphins walked away with a win, 21-17. The New York Giants, who have struggled this year, took on the mighty Chicago Bears, who are playing very, very well right now. Won their game on Thanksgiving against the Detroit Lions. They defeated Minnesota prime time on Sunday Night Football. Really expecting to roll through the New York Giants, but Eli Manning and Saquon Barkley had other plans. They forced the Bears into overtime and were able to kick a field goal to secure the win. Giants end up beating the Bears 30-27. Another game that was closer than it probably should have been, and a bit of a surprise. The Carolina Panthers took on division rival Tampa Bay this past Sunday. And Tampa Bay is playing just like they were at the beginning of the year. Fairly good. They show signs of being a very, very good team. They also show signs of being a pretty bad team. However, Carolina, they're definitely slumping. I believe this is their fourth loss in a row, and to a division opponent nonetheless. They lose by a touchdown, but it's a big loss either way. Buccaneers end up winning 24-17. Baseball season is closer than you would think, and if you watched this game this past Sunday, you might have thought that it was a football game. Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts took on the lowly Jacksonville Jaguars, and these two teams sleptwalked the entire day. I don't know if it was something in the water or if nobody wanted to particularly play a game that day, but boring is an understatement. Jacksonville wins by blanking the Colts 6-0. Let me repeat that. The Jacksonville Jaguars won 6-0. Just a tremendous day for no offense and a lot of defense. The Houston Texans continued their winning ways, this time adding the Cleveland Browns to their list of victims. Ended up really running away with this one, defeating the Browns 29-13. Another New York team was able to play this past Sunday. However, luck was not on their side as the New York Jets took on the Tennessee Titans, who have been up and down this year and may make a playoff run, but a lot of things have to happen in their favor. Titans ended up winning by 4 over the pesky Jets, 26-22. In a bit of a surprising game, the Kansas City Chiefs, with their high-powered offense and Patrick Mahomes taking the snaps under center, took on John Gruden and the Oakland Raiders, who are one of the worst teams in the NFL this year, and they really gave the Chiefs a run for their money. A whole lot of offense in this game, not a lot of defense. However, Patrick Mahomes and that Kansas City Chiefs offense, just too much for John Gruden to handle. Chiefs end up winning 40-33. With this win, a lot of people are asking what's going to happen to star running back Kareem Hunt for the Kansas City Chiefs. Video of him abusing a woman in a hotel lobby have showed up lately, and this is a policy that the NFL and the teams have taken a firm stance against. They will not stand for this kind of nonsense or actions, especially against a woman. Expect him to be dismissed for the rest of the year, possibly be removed from the team, and a lot of players who have been in this situation have not been successful in getting back into the league, at least right away, but more on that later. The New England Patriots continue their winning ways, this time against the Minnesota Vikings, who are slumping at this point in time. The Seattle Seahawks have taken control of their destiny and are looking to make a playoff push, this time defeating division rival San Francisco 43-16. Sunday night was a great game, absolutely great. I sat in my seat the entire time, only got up a couple of times. My favorite team was playing, the Pittsburgh Steelers, who were on a little bit of a losing streak. They lost the last week before in a very, very close game in an unfashionable way, taking on the Los Angeles Chargers, who are mere images of them, playing very well right now. Phillip Rivers doing very well right now. The Steelers jumped out to an incredibly early lead and just extended it. Going into halftime, it looked like this game was done and over with. But this is a Los Angeles Chargers team that is different than in the past. They stuck with it. They kept to their game plan, and they really stopped the Pittsburgh offense, absolutely limiting Antonio Brown and hurting James Conner, the running back, in the process, not on purpose, of course. This really hampered Big Ben's ability to move the ball around. Los Angeles takes control of this game in the second half. It's like the team switched. Los Angeles ends up winning at the last second in the weirdest of ways on a last-second field goal that was first missed, but a penalty was thrown, so they got a second chance. It was blocked again on the second attempt, but there was another penalty because he was called offsides, Pittsburgh. And on the third attempt, because the ball had now been moved up into the spot where an extra point is basically kicked, they were able to secure their win. Chargers beat the Steelers 33-30. Week 13 concluded this past Monday and featured the Washington Redskins taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. And the Philadelphia Eagles, at this point in time, are once again in control of their playoff destiny. It's taken almost the entire year, but the Super Bowl champions finally seem to be getting things together. We're able to defeat the Washington Redskins 28-13. All right, so we take a look ahead to this particular week. Week 14 kicks off tomorrow and will feature the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the Tennessee Titans. This is a game that is scheduled for Thursday, December 6th, a kickoff time of 8:20 p.m. You'll be able to catch this game on Fox and the NFL Network. Our Sunday night football game is going to be incredibly interesting and should be a good one. The Los Angeles Rams, 11-1, will take on the Chicago Bears, 8-4. Very, very difficult to defeat at home. This is a game that will be played Sunday, December 9th, kickoff scheduled for 8:20 p.m. Be sure to catch this game on NBC. Week 14 will finish next Monday and will feature the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Both these teams need a win here in order to keep their playoff hopes alive. This is a game that is scheduled for Monday, December 10th, kickoff at 8:15 p.m. You can catch this game on ESPN. Another prediction, we're just going to say it right now. The Detroit Lions are taking on the Arizona Cardinals, playing in the desert. This game is scheduled for a 4:25 kickoff time on Sunday, December 9th. You heard it from us first. The Lions are not going to win. They have not won in Arizona since 1993, and it's not going to start in 2018. All right, that concludes our NFL portion of American Football News. Be sure to tune in this weekend and check out your favorite teams, and tune in next week for an updated American Football News. Take care and thank you.